Hi all. Well, welcome to a live. We haven't done one for quite a few weeks. So I thought I'd just nip on and do a quick one, while half an hour or so. Bit of news from P&O. We'll talk about that in a bit. Let's talk about uh, other projects we've got going on and everything else. So what we have got going on at the moment is another trip booked with P&O for a cruise in in December, and then one in June, and then I think we'll probably look at doing something in October as well next year. I think, and see how things go. I've had some. I've been for some tests at the doctors. I've had my results back from the tests at doctors, so I've got to go and have a chit chat with him next week, see what they're going to do. So, so let's talk. As December one, cruise. It's been booked for ages. There's four of us going. All being well, I'm going. All being well, Wendy will be there. A brother will be there, and a friend of ours who I work with will be there. Vicky. I was trying to book Sindel yesterday, and on Aurora, and when I went to book when we booked it beginning when we went in July, it was £10 per person deposit, but this time they're asking for it all £25 each person. So, and then I went to the checkout, and I didn't know that we were in what they call Pacific tier. I had no idea, and we get 5% off, which is fabulous. I don't mind at all. Bit extra money off, it's fine. And then, so that gave us that off. But I did wonder why they'd changed it. So I was looking into it, and apparently they've changed it, and now you've got to pay for it all in one go, with all the money in one go, £25 for each person. So I booked that for the Tuesday night. I was going to book it for the Monday night, but me have missed the slot again as usual. So I'm on my own as well at the minute because Wendy's away with the daughter and the grandchildren in Spain. I assume they're enjoying themselves. I won't have a clue. So, but and then all being well, we'll be going again in June next year. That's on Arvia, that one in June next year. That's only 200 and something days away, I think it said the other day when I was looking. And so all being well, we'll be looking into booking that as well. So I'm going to try and book some different excursions on it though this time, because I want to go to Caribbean if I can. Probably be in a few years' time, I think, in a couple of years' time. But I was listening to a P&O, that Mark Ludlam, last night, and he was saying that they're opening their 27, 28 bookings. Well, some 27 bookings are already open because I've seen them. I have seen one what goes to San Francisco. I saw it yesterday, and that was 23 nights. I wouldn't be able to get 3 weeks off work. No chance. I wouldn't be able to do it. But it's something to look into later on. So yeah. So and as well, like I said, I've heard back from P&O about the complaint they put in to P&O about people who were following us, not last time, the time before, said that I put the complaint in that about the bus driver being reckless in everything he did. And I had a phone call from P&O about 10 days ago now, 2 weeks, 14 days ago. And she said, when I was talking to her on the phone, she says, yes, she says, you're not the only people to complain about this bus driver getting lost. nearly causing an extreme accident. We are offering compensation. It wasn't massive, but at least it was something what we got back. So we haven't got it back in money. What they've done, they've gave us more on board credit, which is a little bit naughty on P&O's side, but we'll take it because, at least we've got something back. Yeah. So, and she was saying to us, but there was that many people who complained about that particular coach because the coach was full. It was full with 52 passengers on that coach, and we nearly missed everything because we just didn't get there properly. So that was that. And then for October, I haven't decided yet because I'm not a keen flyer. I don't like flying at all. I will if I've got to. I think it's the fear that you're not in control what does it. I do, but I just do not like flying whatsoever. I'm one of those who will just sit in the seat, and if anybody talks to me, they'll just don't talk to me. And it's just impossible. Just do not talk to me at all if you're sat at the side of me. So what I will do with that is I will try and in October, I can't decide in October whether to go on a short 4-day thing next year, or because I was looking at them and the 4 short day things is more expensive than going on a 7 and 8 day cruise. So what do you do? And I know I prefer a 7 and 8 day cruise to a 4-day, but it depends on money as well and how money is and everything else. But that's my plan. I'd like to go back to Haggerston Castle probably March, maybe April. So because I booked that through, it's a Haven caravan site, amazing place. If you've never been, you really need to go. I wouldn't say the caravans are amazing. I wouldn't say they're absolutely spotless because they're not. We did have one year where we had to be moved because the caravan was not spotless enough. And so, but otherwise, we've always enjoyed it when we go there. We have trips out to Orley Island and up into, you're only about 50 miles away from Edinburgh. And you can go everywhere. Eatle, they've got a little train what runs through the woods in Eatle. So, there's plenty of things to go, plenty of things to see. Down to Sea Houses. Sea Houses is an amazing place, Sea Houses. Anybody who's never been, it's absolutely amazing. So that's what I'd like to do. Apart from the December one this year, I don't think I personally won't be going on any more holidays this year. I'd like to have another couple of days away, but I don't think so. I don't think we'll be getting somehow. It depends on weather as well. Where we live, the weather's not always fantastic once it gets to like end of November, December. But and then that reminds me, when we booked the December cruise, where I work, I was talking to somebody who I work with, and she was saying to me, "Oh, we booked this little mini cruise in this on P&O in December," and I went, "Oh yeah, and when's that?" And she says 15th of December, and I went, "Okay." I says, "Where are you going?" She told me where I was going, and it turns out it's the same ship, the same places, and there's her, a daughter, a friend, and her other friend, and then one of the friends, it's their friend. So there's about 6 of them going all together. And she says, "Oh, and we booked this hotel." John, I booked this hotel just off the M3. And I said, "Which hotel?" And she booked the same hotel as well. So we booked the same hotel, the same cruise, a mini cruise. I'm like, "Oh, okay." And it turns out they're on the same deck as us. Never been on a Aurora before, so they reckon it's a beautiful ship. Say it's the oldest ship in the fleet. They reckon it's a beautiful, beautiful ship. I was reading on the internet though, just the other day about a small fire they'd had on one of the ships, and it's been down in with preparing the food. Apparently, it's been one of the fryers that's caught fire, which was extinguished really quickly. But it had to go back to Port with sound of it just for a few repairs. So it just shows you that the crew are absolutely spot on what they do, and watching everything, cameras all the time. So yeah, it's going to be a few months, testing few months health-wise, I think, until I get to know exactly what the problem is. I have an idea now what the problem is. Maybe I'll need a little bit of support at some point. I just don't know at the minute. But like I say, I've got an idea what the problem is. It's going to be challenging if I have to have an operation before we go on the cruise. I'm going to try and say I can't do it until January, because it's not an urgent thing. But I am in a massive amount of pain. But it's not, in my eyes, it's not an urgent thing. But if they say it is, we'll have to come across that bridge if we come to it. But anyway, that's enough about my health. Strange thing is today, I'd just like to say this, is I was stood in the front garden today, and two white feathers just minding my own business, and two white feathers just dropped down in front of me. And then I looked in the garden, there were a black and white feather in the garden. And so I thought, oh, don't know what, I'm not a massive religious person. And I thought, well, I don't know what the black and white one represents, but I had a look on the internet, and it said it represents spiritual and something else things. I don't know. So, but we're, as you can tell, it's rather quiet. I have got Sky News on telly a minute, just in background, just big background noise. There's nobody in. There's only me here. At the moment, Wendy's brother's gone out with my sister to bingo today, and because I've just seen her. Somebody just popped up and said they were watching it, but they've gone. Oh dear, upset people again. But yeah, so that's all being well as plan. As plan is, I would like to say that we will be going. We're definitely going in June for definite, and I fetched it forward a couple of weeks, that one, because when we went last year, as I told you, we went to we went in. I thought I booked it out of the school holidays, but it was the Scottish school holidays at the time, which I'm not bothered about. But it was proper busy, and there were just everybody everywhere all the time. There were lines and lines of people all the time. So, and then, but all these excursions, what I booked before we go. You're better off booking before you go, I found, because you save yourself a little bit money if you don't. And you don't, the shore excursion desk on the ship, there was a massive queue for that every day. But you save yourself about 10% on the ship. And I thought, well, we'll do that, and I'll book a few outer thing. But for the restaurants, you've got to be spot on. As soon as they open the bookings, you've got to literally book, because they get sold out so quick. It's just unbelievable. But like I said, the Sindhu one this time has changed, where you have to pay all in up front. So I don't know if you're ill, do you get your money back? I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have a clue if you get your money back or not. So it's a strange one, I think, that. So, but I did hear of somebody who I know who's been on a P&O ship only a few weeks ago, and they had a lot of problems on that ship with people fighting And I've said before, that's not acceptable on anybody's. You've paid a lot of money for these cruises. Why are you starting fighting just to get yourself thrown off at next stop? It's just silly. You know. So yeah, so there we are. Then we're doing that in December. We're doing that in January. In January, in June, we're also going to be Jay. Told you before, not right, honestly. So, but yeah, so we'll see. I can't get on now for another week or so because I'm on silly shifts where I don't finish at 2:00 in the morning. I can't see anybody watching me at 2:00 in the morning, to be quite honest with you. But can't see anybody watching anyway. But you never know, might get some viewers one of these days. But we'll see what happens. So yeah. So we've done about 15, 16 minutes. So it was just a quick one just to update people. And don't forget, while I'm thinking, I've been putting some what they call shorts on YouTube. We've got 46,300 views on a shorts on YouTube. But we've only got 69 subscribers. Let's see if we can get it to 100 subscribers by Christmas. If we can, that'd be fantastic. Let's keep on the up all the time. We just put different things on, the nature allotments, things what are going off in general life and stuff, just the general stuff we keep putting on. So let's see what happens and everything else. So bye for now.